Tommy, I imagine from a club perspective it was probably a week to forget. From a personal perspective, I'm sure it's a week you'll never forget. How was it to get that first league start and to get the goals that you got in the week?
It was amazing, to be fair. As soon as the ball hit the back of the net, I was absolutely buzzing, but the result didn't really go our way. But I'll be honest with you, I thought we played very well. It was just unlucky, really. We had, I think it was way more shots than them not, but it just didn't go our way, that's all.
It's a real balancing act, isn't it? Particularly when you're kind of finding your way and you're learning on the job as a young player. Do you treat it separately, your own personal performance from the outcome for the team?
No, not really, because it's a team performance, isn't it? So you can't really... Like, I thought I played well, but it's a team perspective. We lost 4-1. It's not really a good result. It's not what we wanted, but we did play well, and that's the main thing. But we just got to make sure next game we score more goals, really, that's it.
I know you've spoken when you came in about the step up you were making and trying to kind of get used to the new level. Does this feel like a milestone to have scored in the trophy and then started and scored in the league?
Yeah, it's starting to kick on now, really. And hopefully I can stay in the team and score more goals and out the team out, really.
What does it say about the setup here? Because Jed and Andy and the under-23s have been talking about bringing players through for a year or so. To have yourself and Coyle in midfield in a league game.
It was brilliant, to be fair. Both said after the game, we're both buzzing for the game. Do you know what I mean? We've obviously come through from 23s up to the first team now, and now we're just, hopefully me and Coyle can kick on now.
Is it a case of get as much experience as you can and take as much from it as you can and try and become a better player?
Yeah, that's exactly it. What you just said there, just kick on from it, really. Because obviously next Saturday's another big game, and we've got to take the positive out of last Saturday into that Saturday and hopefully win the game.
I think it's something like 2,600 Sheffield Wednesday tickets have been sold, trying to get the same number of home supporters.
Not bad, is it?
That's a little bit different to 12 months ago or 2 years ago for you, isn't it?
Massive difference, to be fair, because I was only getting about 600, now it's obviously tripling it, so yeah, it's massive, but don't matter.
What practical difference does it make? Do you even notice it when you're out on the pitch?
Not really, no. Unless you score a goal, obviously it gets you more buzzing. But I don't know. No, it don't really affect you really. You don't really think about it that much because obviously you're so concentrated about the game. You don't really look about and see many people there. So
when you go out onto the field over that white line, is it like being in a bubble almost?
Yeah, a little bit. Because obviously you just want to be the best player on the pitch, obviously. But sometimes it's not going to happen. But you just as soon as you step over the white line, that's it. Your head's in the game, no one else. So
I know I've heard players before say that things like the warm-up are when you notice if there's a big crowd in or a good atmosphere, rather than actually when you're playing.
No, to be fair, I don't really think about the crowd that much. Obviously, I think about myself in the warm-up. So I've got to be the best in the warm-up. I've got to be the best on the pitch. So obviously, in the warm-up, if you're the best there, and your head's in it, you know you're going to take it onto the game. So really, you concentrate on the warm-up. You don't really concentrate on anything else.
You're clearly a really competitive guy, and you want to be the best.
Oh, yeah.
How competitive is this group of players? And I don't necessarily mean
massively.
Just in football.
Yeah, everyone wants to be better than everyone, but we're all a good bunch of lads, so just take it how it is.
Does that translate itself to other things? Are we still in the era of playing cards on the bus or video games?
Well, I don't do that. I'll just sit there and go sleep.
You keep your competitiveness for football?
Yeah, exactly. I don't really get involved with it. I'll just go sleep at the back.
Which is probably for the best.
Probably the best option, to be fair.
And there's a lot of similar guys in terms of age profile, and perhaps quite a few like yourself who've come from non-league football. Does that help? Is there a lot of similarities with players in that 23s group particularly?
Yeah, you can talk to them, obviously what's going through their life and all that, but obviously a couple of us took a massive step, and I think we've earned it really, but you've got to just carry on going and hopefully stay in that first team, like I said.
And below this, the under-18s are having an FA Youth Cup run, and they're on an unbeaten run as well.
They're flying, aren't they? To be fair, I watched one of their games, but I didn't watch the next one because I couldn't make it. But I watched the first game and it was very good. To be fair, very good.
Can that have an impact through the club? Do you think the 18s, the 23s having success all the way into the first team?
Yeah, because obviously you want young lads coming through, don't you? Because obviously that's what they're here for, to come through and trying to get into the first team. So you really want it to kick on. Because obviously the 18s are going to push the 23s and the 23s are going to push the first team. So it keeps everyone ticking over.
And on the flip side of that, of the kind of senior experienced players, are there some guys in that changing room who you really kind of look to and take inspiration from and learn from?
Pelly's the one for me, obviously, because I lived with him for about 3 months, and he's just, obviously I want to be in his books, playing week in, week out. He's a good bloke. So yeah, just really Harry Pell.
You'll probably cringe at the idea of being called a role model, but...
No, he's not a role model to me, no. Nowhere near. But no, he's a good laugh, Pelly. I like Pelly a lot. But he's not a role model to me.
The way he's come in, and after a few weeks it almost felt like he'd been here for a few years, is that something that's difficult to do when you go to a new club? Is that something...
massively, but obviously what Pelly said before in the interview, they've been after him for a long time. But he's a character, isn't he, Pelly? So.
And he's had quite the impact. If you could have a similar impact, that would be incredible.
Oh yeah, it'd be massive, but it's going to be hard to top him.
You've got a lot of time in front of you, though.
Yeah, I've got a lot of time. Obviously, I'm only 21, so he's 30 now. He's starting to get old and his legs are going, but I've got a lot of time in front of me, and hopefully I can do what he does.
As far as playing the game, is that level of versatility something that you're keen on, being able to be a kind of deep lying midfielder or a little bit higher up the pitch?
I've come here to play CDM, and obviously the gaffer thinks I can play number 10, so I can sort of play both, and it does help out obviously, because if someone drops out injured, I can just drop back there because I can play that position, and if someone can't make it number 10, I can go number 10, so yeah, it does help.
And I guess the more positions you can play and do a good job, the more chance you've got to play.
Oh yeah, facts, yeah. Every time, it would help out non-stop.